Alright, and we are back with Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Maddening Classic, Magic
known.
Only Run. Today is
Familiar
going to be the
scenery.
fishing episode. If you know, you know. So, last time we got through the Battle of Half of the Houses, and now... of course we got Linhart's C rank. Oh, and Hubert's as well, so we will take care of those real quick. Thank you for the free loot, Edelgard. I will use it well. Okay, and first things first, we did indeed get Linhart to level 5. So we get free seals, and we are going to take care of that qualification right the heck now. Easy pass. All of the beginner healers do start with at least D, so they will always be guaranteed this.
I passed.
And Linhart gets a point of speed because he sucks. I will take any free speed, so this is great. Alright, and on to the Explorer. First I'm just going to pick up the quests, but our first real reset point here is going to be the seeds. Yeah, we need one rare seed, again. But before we can do that, Edelgard has got to tell us everything, because she knows so much more than we do. Sure, that's why I'm teacher.
For some, it's ask, is there anything?
Nope. Bye! Oh, bench. Yeah, anyway, next up on the list is Sylvain. We get him for free because we girl. He has a budding talent in Reason, and is fairly decent at magic overall. Not amazing, but better than most of the non-mages.
Professor, I didn't...
Between coming at level 3 and his personal, he's actually going to do a lot of face tanking for us, which is very nice when most of your party is going to be very squishy. And next up is the first monastery reset point. We are looking for a 50% on the first bait, and a 1 in 4 on the first seed. We actually get the bait first try, which is pretty nice, but the seed is not so lucky. In fact, we're just gonna go ahead and skip a few of these. Oh hey look, Angelica seeds! Okay, now we can actually do more stuff. So this spot over here, I could also do some resetting to force an arcane crystal. And to be honest, I probably should, but I don't want to, so I won't.
Professor,
That's an...
it's not...
By the time...
I guess if you put it...
I have a request.
Okay.
So in order to do today's special project, I need 2 bait pickups, preferably not including the rare one. So getting 1 here is a very good thing.
Please.
Alright, and then we are going to plant our Angelica. The reason I did need to force the Angelica here is because 5-star seed gives more experience, professor experience that is, than any other type of seed, so I do need that extra experience. And of the 2 5-stars, Angelica has the better drops. So, Angelica it is.
No.
And there's my second, so I can now save my rare bait, which is very good, because sometimes I have to reset a lot for it.
Hey!
There should still be some shinies left.
That's right.
We can get up to 10 per day now, and I'm not there yet, but I don't see any more over here. So, moving on.
What? You there?
eating together today is also going to be a little bit weird. It gives more Professor EXP than any other option we have at this point.
Right.
So we're actually going to eat twice instead of just once. We are gonna unlock Cooking and Choir, but we're not gonna use them because we want the Professor EXP really badly today. The Bonding Bites choice is, very simple.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
The second meal, not so much. Pretty much everybody we care about is motivated now. So I just kind of looked through all of these and found something that's mildly useful. We are going to pick up Lorenz eventually because, you know, Thyrsus. If you don't know what Thyrsus is, you will. But he's not exactly a high priority right now. Might as well. We're just gonna accelerate through some of these quests. We've all seen these a billion times, I'm sure. So anyway, at this point, we have 490 EXP needed until we get the next professor level. On the first tutoring of each month, one of the students will come up and ask you a question. If you answer completely correctly, the best answer will give you 300 Professor EXP, which would bring us down to 190 needed to level up. So the question becomes, how do we get that 190 EXP remaining when we have no activity points left? And the answer, of course, is fishing. So today is the Lots of Large Fish event, which means that the redfish specifically is 40%. It's usually 10 or 20%, so 40% is really, really nice. Everything we don't want is 60%, so I'm just gonna lump them together. The reason we specifically want the redfish is that 2 of the 3 options there give 30 Professor EXP instead of 20 or 10. So that 30 is what we're going for here. With the 7 bait we have, that gives us a maximum of 210 Professor EXP, which is of course enough. But of course it's not going to be simple. In addition to only having a 40% chance to get a redfish on each bite, not all redfish are the same. Because assuming I get a perfect catch, the queen loach is 28%, and that is the fish we do not want. That's the only redfish that is 20 Professor EXP instead of 30. If I don't get a perfect catch, it's guaranteed. I can take up to 2 queen loaches and still get my level up, because I only need 190 EXP instead of 210. But I do need only 2 or less. The next potential option is the pike, which cooks for defense up, which is good. You know, it's fine. It gives 30 EXP, it's one of the things we do want. But the last fish, the rarest fish, is the bullhead, which cooks for speed up. And we want at least one of these. So unfortunately, not only do I have to get at least 5 perfect catches, at least 5 perfect catches that do not get the queen loach, I also want at least one of those 5 to be a bullhead. So we might be here a while. It's only, you know, 7 40% into 5 72% into 1 12%. You know, no biggie. I do save, like, every single time I get something good, because we're not doing this all in one go. There's no way. Despite all that, though, this actually doesn't take as long as I was thinking. Like, I've had times where this has taken hours, literal hours. Like, I think my record is 3 hours, just to get 7 stinking fish. This one only took, I think, just over an hour, but that's with all of the monastery loading times. Because there are many things that 3 Houses is, but optimized is not one of them. Holy cow. Like, this is not a launch title for the Switch, but it kind of seems like it is, because the monastery is a wreck. Like, the actual battles aren't that bad, but whew. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this game. I have put a ridiculous amount of time into this game. But I do wish they'd kind of hit it again with a little bit of a... just a little smoothing, you know, in hindsight. You can do a late patch, guys. I promise I won't complain. Yeah, anyway, back to the fishing. At this point, we've gotten 5 fish, and no bullhead yet. So I am a little bit worried at that point. I don't want to have to continually reset the last bait for a bullhead, because that is just the most painful. Fortunately though, on my second to last bait here, I do manage to pick one up without having to force it. The downside is I've already gotten my 2 queen loaches, so I do have to force either the bullhead or the pike here, which is like, well, what is it, 72%? So it's not terrible, but naturally, this is the part that takes the longest. This is literally like a good third of my fishing time is forcing this last one to be anything that gives me 30 EXP, which is kind of sad. The benefit, I guess, of knowing that I've already got all the queen loaches I need is that if I get a single good, I can just go ahead and reset. Because since it's the lowest level of bait, every single not perfect will be the queen loach. And I've already got 2 of those, so... And finally, we managed to get our 7th fish, which is a second bullhead, which is pretty nice. We only needed to force one, but I will absolutely take a second, so that I don't have to fish again later. I mean, I'm gonna have to fish again, but not for bullhead. Alright, and on to teaching. You know, that thing we were supposedly hired to do. For the weekly task, I don't really think much of it matters. I'm not going to be using the DLC classes, so flying is not useful. I probably should have done writing so that I could do like Dark Knight or something, but I just shoved some people in the weeds. So I do want to get Sylvain Fire and his budding talent like as soon as possible, so we go ahead and start with him. Dorothea's budding talent is also pretty nice. She'll get quite a bit of Faith EXP anyway, so having that unlocked is pretty good. And then Linhardt, of course, we want to get to Physic as fast as possible. At this point, I have already adjusted everybody's goals, so pretty much everyone is learning Faith and Authority if they need it, so not a lot of variety there right now.
Question for you.
And the fruit of our fishing is this Hubert question. It being Hubert is kind of bad, but we still get the 300 Professor EXP and an immediate level up. And with that, we are ready for the auxiliary battle, which will be next time. See ya! Bye-bye!